down. December 15th, 1992 is the day that changed my life. After being in a coma for 99 days, I woke to learn I was shot in the head and left to die. So, what am I doing here today with Jagger? He's just not your ordinary Great Dane. He has special talents. A bit more about Jagger in a few. A little background. I had a very unconventional childhood. My father was in the mob, organized crime, and I loved my dad, and I wanted to be like him. So when he passed, I wanted to wear his shoes, except my dad had a different size than I. I was not cut out for this. So immediately, I found myself in a world of trouble. This man, instead of paying me a gambling debt, decided to shoot me in the head and leave me to die. But I survived. Although my body took a major hit, which explains my speech and my balance, but that's what Jagger's for. Jagger's got my back. So, after 99 days in a coma and 6 months in the hospital, I was discharged and I went home. And this is where depression really set in. I was confined to a wheelchair, now weighing 350 pounds, a drunk, a drug addict, and now dealing drugs. So, one morning I'm in my apartment, and boom, the door comes crashing in. 12 cops, guns drawn, come barreling through. When I realized it was a raid, my first thought was, thank God, it's over. You didn't expect that, did you? Neither did I. My life was in such a downward spiral. This was a good thing. So the police find drugs and cash, and they arrest me. I'm then let out on bail, but I was lost. I was an empty soul. I did not know what to do. A family friend says, start with getting sober. So I enter a 30-day detox. From there, I go on to a halfway house. And this is where I met the executive director. We'll call her Sally. Sally comes walking in the room with this major lamp and proceeds to tell me about her life-changing accident that resulted in drug and alcohol use. She had my attention. Not only that, she was tall, she was blonde, she was beautiful. She drove a red convertible Mustang stick shift just because the doctor said she can't. There was no one telling her she can't. So I spent 8 months in this halfway house, but I still had this court case over my head. So Sally drives me to court. I roll up in front of the judge, and he looks down at me and he says, Mr. Carter, we don't discriminate here in this courtroom. You're going to get the same sentence any drug-dealing thug in my court gets. He gave me 10 years. But since I was with Sally in a safe environment, he gave me a stay of execution for 1 week. Sally looks me in the eyes and she says, John, many in your shoes would run. Face it. Take control. So by now, Sally's words were golden to me. So off to prison I went. What would you do your first night in prison? I cried. That big metal door slammed behind me. I was in a cell no bigger than your bathroom, and I cried like a baby. The next morning, 3 guys entered my cell, and I was nervous. But they had a message. They were friends of my dad's. And he said, we're here to help you. And we're going to stop by getting rid of that wheelchair. For months, they took me to the prison gym. They trained me. They pushed me. I was getting stronger and stronger, using that chair less and less. It was in this state prison gym that I learned through fitness that I could be more than I thought possible, physically and mentally. And who would have thought 3 convicts would have taught me that? You know, in prison, I've seen a lot of people getting out, breaking parole, and coming back in. Revolving door. I looked up. I said, please, God, one chance, and thank God. You know, I was 32 years old, getting out of prison with $100 to my name. What were my chances if I went back to the old neighborhood? Exactly, slim. So I made a plan. I went back to the halfway house. Yeah, I went back to Sally so she could help me re-enter into society. And thank God, because I stand here now, 25 years drug-free. I'm a proud father. Proud father. I'm a personal trainer and owner of my own gym, teaching others through fitness they could be more than they thought possible, physically and mentally. You know, I've had a lot of unexpected messages. You know, the cops who arrested me, the judge who gave me that stern message, Mustang Sally teaching me to face it, the convicts in jail teaching me I could be strong again, and now I get Jagger. Jagger comes from Service Dog Project. It's a charity in northern Mass. They raise and train Great Danes for the mobility challenged. They change lives. Jagger's a rock star. You know, Jagger teaching me I can walk through this world without the fear of falling down. Jagger, named after Mick himself, would say, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you just might hear a message. Thank you. Go ahead, Jag. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.